Welcome to the Speak Your Piece podcast. My name is Ian McNaughton. Thank you for joining us. Of course, joining us as he has been regularly, except for the one time. Scotty K. Scott, how are you tonight?
Hey, I'm doing well. I'm, past the midterms here, and we're getting ready to pod. I'm excited. It'll be a long one, but it'll be a good one for sure.
What's your hardest midterm so far?
Hardest? Probably. I had a geo midterm, which was last week, and we had not a lot of time to complete a exam that wasn't easy, and the prof didn't say read the textbook, but reading the textbook was like a huge part of it. So it was hard that way, but yeah, the class average was 56%. Just full disclosure.
Is that your is that the human geo, or is that a physical geo?
It's like physical-ish. It's like geography of natural hazards, which is super interesting.
Oh yes, I remember you telling me about this class.
Yeah, super interesting, but it's kind of the prof's not very good. I won't name drop the prof, but people who know me, they can come ask me. Anyway.
Yeah, I know people probably know who this he or she probably listens to the podcast. I shouldn't gender specify, but they probably listen to the podcast.
I don't know if they do. Anyways, let's get enough about it.
All right. So this week, we originally were going to have a special guest on. I don't want to spoil it because he's a really cool dude and really smart dude.
Really smart.
So hopefully we'll get him on next week. Fingers crossed. If not, we'll make it happen at some point. We're going to be doing some deep dives. We're going to be doing some hockey deep dives. We're going to be talking about some women's hockey as well later on. We're going to also play our new favorite game, good, bad, or what is it? Good, bad, or insert adjective here.
Adjective here, yeah.
All right, we're going to play that at the end. We only have one mailbag question, so thanks, Scott, for that. Actually, we have someone brought up something else that we should discuss on a pod, but I'll let you discuss that thing. I want your reaction in real time. So let's go into it. So let's do some deep dives. I guess we should start with Montreal. They're kind of the team we should start with as a deep dive for the Montreal Canadiens, Les Habitants.
Yes.
So they fired their coach, Claude Julien, was it February 24th, I have. They beat Ottawa tonight, so they're now 10-6-1. Although they also fired their goalie coach tonight after the game, which I don't know if you saw that. They fired their goalie coach after they won. Weird.
That's wow. I did not know that, but that's definitely Price owns the goaltending situation in that town, and fair enough, he is world class. But shocking.
That's a 5 out of 5 news drop. Is like, oh yeah, we're also firing our goalie coach right after we beat the Senators.
Of all teams, the Senators, good job. You're supposed to be.
So Dominic Ducharme is now the interim head coach in Montreal.
Yes, who's no slouch, by the way.
So we both know, we are at least aware of his prior experience. He's never had NHL head coaching experience. However, he coached the Halifax Mooseheads in the CHL, QMJHL.
QMJHL, yeah.
He's coached Team Canada at the World Juniors.
Yeah. Twice. Head coach twice.
I want to have this debate, but I don't want to come off as like the anti-francophone person. But I really do feel like the Habs are limiting themselves by they have to have bilingual coaches. Or at least that's like the whole thing about coaching Montreal and having the French, effect in Montreal, where 80% of the population speaks French in Quebec, right? So I want to know what your thoughts are. Do you like the Ducharme hiring? And do you think that the Habs coach has to be someone who is bilingual?
So my short answer to both is yes and yes. I think Ducharme is a great coach. He's won World Junior Gold. He's won World Junior Silver as well on a team that's a whole other conversation. They should have won gold that year too. Anyways, Ducharme is a great coach. I think he'll be a really good fit in Montreal. And the fact that he does speak French really does help. And if you look at the past coaches, Claude Julien, Michel Therrien, even way back in the past, all those guys spoke French. And I think that's a huge part of the culture. And dealing with media isn't always pleasant when you have to translate. And think about Montreal being such a hockey hotbed. You get some tough questions. So being able to speak French is I think a crucial part of it. So
because part of my thing, and again, I'm not trying to sound like anti-francophone or anything. I just feel like you're really limiting yourself when you're only hiring bilingual coaches. Now, I know the NHL is also basically just recycling old white guys for every major position, ever. That's how the NHL works. But I mean, like, I don't know. I just feel like there are some guys outside of bilingual coaches that would be really good for Montreal.
And yeah, you're 100% right.
But I'm not, and again, I think Ducharme's a really good coach. They just won tonight against Ottawa, so it's not like it's not like he isn't a quality coach. But I just thought I should mention it. The Habs also have a kind of a. You're gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna quickly touch on the fact, like, the thing is with Montreal and with any team, like, you think about back in the 40s and 50s when all Montreal could scout, half their team was Quebecois, Francophone, or you name it. And that, like, the quality amount of players that were like high quality from that era were spectacular. So I look at it, and even you look at it now, you could putting together a team that's solely from Quebec. It's pretty damn good NHL team. So with that, and also you're gonna find enough coaches that are quality. But yes, there is a certain aspect of like, well, maybe we're missing on the right coach for our team in a certain situation.
And like the whole heritage thing, like the whole reason the Canadiens exist and why they're the Canadiens and why they are Les Habitants, like that whole situation is really interesting. And it's a part of the part of being a Montreal Canadiens fan is, being French Canadian, being bilingual, or being just, so French. And I mean, I don't want to say times have changed, because I'm like, there is obviously the French English kind of, there's always going to be that little friction among fans. But I mean, they're the Montreal Canadiens. Like they anytime they have a coaching change, it's going to be a big deal, regardless if it's an English coach, French coach, whatever. It's just a big deal.
And you can see that about Montreal, Toronto, New York, Boston, even Vancouver, like all these major market teams that that news gets around, and that there's a lot of hockey media in the town. Like it's just bound to happen.
So. And there's high expectations all the time when it comes to like it's win or bust. With how that team is, it's win or bust. I want to talk about the actual roster of the Habs, though.
Yes.
Because they have kind of a weird mixture of players, but I thought they were going to be the second best team in Canada this year.
Yeah, you did say that.
I did say that. I'm almost still standing by that. I almost still think they are the second best team in Canada, but I don't know. You have Philip Deneau, who's an upcoming free agent, Thomas Tatar, Joel Armia, Corey Perry, Lehkonen, Kotkaniemi, and Mete are all upcoming RFAs. And then you also have the Carey Price thing, where he has an under 900 save percentage, and he has a GAA of almost 3.
For him, that's bad.
And for somebody that you're paying over $10 million for, that's not good.
Yeah.
So you kind of mentioned it, but is there a world in which the Habs think about moving Price or trading Price or looking at that?
Has to be the right option. And again, I don't know if Jake Allen's a starter anymore. It's really hard to say, and it's up to Marc Bergevin to decide whether, if Jake Allen's a starter, maybe they move Carey Price. But again, what team? Carey Price is 33, 34 now. Like he's getting older.
Yeah.
So again, you think about what team would want a 34-year-old starter who's on the decline. Like realistically, it's the name Carey Price. I know, Detroit, it's an exception.
No. I actually had another team who would take Carey Price in a heartbeat, I think, right now.
Edmonton or Buffalo?
Vancouver.
Oh, really?
I think Vancouver. You're telling me you would rather have Demko or Holtby over Price?
When you say it that, like in a 1-game season, or like in a single season? Yeah, no, I would take Price over both those guys. However, for long-term prospects, I don't know. I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Just throwing that out there. It's a hot take. I don't know if it's going to happen.
That's a good hot. I like that. So I guess my now I'm starting to think about it. I'm like, maybe that is a situation. Maybe Price for Holtby and third-round pick, for example. Holtby is now the starter in Chicago or in Montreal. Price will be the goalie of the Seattle Kraken at that point because they're not going to protect Price. If the Canucks get Price, they'll protect Demko.
Yeah.
And then Price will be the starter of the Kraken.
Oh. See, I was like, I took that here, and then you took that just way up out of frame.
But here's the thing. I'm thinking long-term as well.
Yeah.
And Price, don't get me wrong. Price is a great goalie. He might be, I don't want to say he will be. He might be the starter of the Canadian team in 2022 if they go to the Olympics. It's a very real possibility. Who knows? And I just, in terms of like long-term and future like prospect, I just don't think he's the right fit for Vancouver.
Carey Price, I don't know that Montreal would trade him. Like I just think he means so much to that team and that organization. I don't think they would, but he is in win now mode, which I think the Habs are too. Not to say that the Habs aren't, but the Price is.
I think the Habs should be like they should be winning like now. They should be like Stanley Cup bound, hopefully.
And I think the Canucks are in win now mode too.
Really?
I think the Canucks should be making the playoffs this year.
Oh, I agree with that. But
like they should be contending.
I wouldn't say they should be like pushing for the Stanley Cup. They should be like in the playoffs though.
I was gonna say this year with these circumstances, the Canucks should be pushing for the Stanley Cup. But I mean, I don't know. That's why I just think the Price to Vancouver thing. I don't know if it gets talked about enough. I just feel like that it's an option. I just feel like there's a chance.
Yeah. And you always wonder the inclination of players to go home. Price is from Anaheim Lake, BC, which is, 10 hours from Vancouver, but it's in his home province. He probably dreamed about playing on the Canucks his whole life.
Especially now during a pandemic.
Yeah. Yes and no. I think, again, Price has his roots in Montreal now. He's so, right? And I think there's just a point in time where you get to, like, okay, now we're like just at home. Like if you're like late 20s, early 30s, you're just, you're married and you have your kids now, like then it's like, okay, maybe I do want to go home. Maybe I want to like be around home, but it's different for every player and every player is different, right? So it's hard to say. So
I guess we should circle back to the actual team.
Yeah.
I still think they are the second best team. I still talent wise think they're the second best team. In terms
absolutely.
In terms of just overall build,
mm-hmm.
I think the Habs are the second best team in Canada. I don't know how you feel about them. I don't know how you think if they're going to be.
Oh, I'm with you there. Their forward depth is probably the best in the NHL. Probably, and that's not probably the best. They have 6 quality defensemen. That includes a rookie, which is super cool. Romanov's been very good. And then 2 solid goalies. Again, we talked about Price, but they're still, face value, they're still solid goalies, both of them. And the Leafs do have more talent, I would say. I
think again, it's the Leafs versus everybody else.
Yes. Oh, that's clear. Yes. Yeah, that's very clear.
So I don't know. That's why with Montreal, it's kind of just like they just kind of need to ride it out, I think. And they will still they'll make the playoffs. They just need to make sure they don't fall too badly.
Yep. I think Bergevin's going to make a move that could either push them to be Stanley Cup winners or could be like first round exit.
They have 13 draft picks this year.
It's a lot.
Which is not
in the first round.
I think just one.
Okay.
So they have a lot of like 3rd, 4th, 5th round type.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, like middle draft.
The Habs are good. They're just figuring it out. They'll be good. So I guess the next team we should do our deep dive on are the Buffalo Sabres.
Definitely.
So as of this recording, this is Tuesday night. The Sabres are 6-11-3 with a 2-7-2 home record.
Also ugly.
Now, I think Montreal had a 4-5 home record.
Montreal, 4 and 5, yeah.
Can we just say for the Sabres, does home ice play a little bit of a factor when you're not having fans and you don't have the usual circumstances at home when it comes to Buffalo?
I think you can say that for a lot of teams, but yeah, Buffalo is one definitely in that realm of teams that, let's say the Buffalo's got a pretty passionate fan base. There's not, fully honest, once football season's over, once Bills Mafia is done being Bills Mafia, there's not
it's Sabres Mafia.
It's Sabres Mafia from February on, basically, until they're out of the playoffs. And I think they're just, I don't know. The Sabres fans are weird because their market they've never, in my lifetime, they've never really been that good of a team outside of a few years early when we were little kids.
Yes.
And they're probably just like so fed up, but they still like I still love the team. Eichel's a very exciting player, and I'm sure we're going to get into him quickly here. But I think, and that was in Dahlin too, like 2 first overall picks on your team, and you still can't do anything. Like it's tough. It's tough being a Buffalo Sabres fan right now.
I'm putting you on the spot with this question. Is Eichel the best Sabre you've ever seen in your lifetime?
I've ever seen play live? Dominic Hasek was pretty good, man. I don't know about that, but
I was gonna say Hasek. He was a bit before I remember Hasek with the Red Wings. That's just how I remember him. But in terms of actual Sabres and like guys I grew up with, remembering on the Sabres, I would have to go with with Eichel.
Yeah, I would say Eichel's probably the best forward I've ever seen. That's not to say Vanek and Pominville and also Ryan Miller back when he was like OP. Like he was pretty good too, but I would still agree with you. Eichel's probably the best Sabre since Hasek, I don't want to say since Gilbert Perreault, but
Ryan Miller is actually a good pick. I don't mind that pick. That's actually a really good pick with Ryan Miller. So the obvious storyline with the Sabres is Eichel and his trade rumors. I wrote about this, I don't know, a week and a half ago for speakyourpiece.ca. Go check it out. Shameless plug. Go check out the website. I argued that it makes sense for the Sabres to trade Eichel. I wouldn't personally do it, but I see the logic behind it, and I see why the Sabres would do it. Two questions, Scott. Do you think the Sabres should trade Eichel, and would you trade Eichel if you were the Sabres?
I think that franchise needs kind of I don't want to say like a rebuild. They need like a reboot in a way. And that, you look at Edmonton, for example, they traded their first, in their string of first round overall picks. Taylor Hall was the first one. They traded him. Maybe and look at, obviously they got McDavid and Draisaitl and Nuge and anyways, that's a whole different conversation. But
Nail Yakupov.
Okay. Like I said, whole another conversation. Yes, Nail Yakupov was a terrific player. Anyways, it's very it's tough to say. Eichel, like we said, is a franchise player on the Sabres without a doubt. Should they trade him? No. Will they trade him? Probably. Would I do it? No, because I think he's a guy you need to build around. But if he wants out, kind of like you look at James Harden. Harden wanted out. Harden's gone. The question is, does Eichel want out? And if he does, then that's like, boom. That's your answer. Wrap it up. There's your trade. Trade him to whoever for picks, prospects, and a good center.
I think with Eichel, I mentioned this in my article.
Yeah.
If I'm Eichel, I give it one more year. Like I give them one more off season to kind of see what they have. True. I mean, not that this off season is really fair to judge a team around because we still have a flat cap, and I mean the Sabres have a bunch of money because they have Taylor Hall, who's a free agent, Eric Stahl, Sam Reinhart, Rasmus Dahlin's an RFA, Brandon Montour's a UFA, Carter Hutton. I said Eichel should just wait one more year and maybe they can figure it out and get their shit together. Yeah. But the Buffalo Sabres are very much the New York Knicks of the NHL. Where
Actually, that's a great reference, actually.
Where it's like, this is a team. I want Buffalo to succeed. Like, the league's better when like Buffalo's doing well, because they, for the most part, have really nice jerseys. Like, their jerseys are some of the nicest in the league right now.
For sure.
It's a full house in normal circumstances. Like, it's a a fan base that's dying for a winner. And they actually do really well TV wise. Like, when they play, they actually do a really good, like, they really pull in strong numbers TV wise when they're on TV, national TV in the States. And Eichel, again, kind of like what you alluded to, Eichel's the guy you trade for to build your team around, not the guy you trade out because he's causing issues or he's the reason why you're losing. Like, that's, I don't know. I get why you would trade him. I understand. I wouldn't do it either. And there's not a lot of options for Eichel either at $10 million a year for.
He's a hard guy to move because of his sheer value to a team. And you put him, you stick him in Colorado, you stick him in Las Vegas. Like, those automatically are Stanley Cup or bust teams right away.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Imagine Eichel between Stone and Pacioretty on a loaded nightstand. Just think about that.
Well, so not to make it all Vancouver, but I mentioned, I think to you a while ago, Brock Besser, Olli Juolevi, and a second rounder for Jack Eichel. Who says no?
You have to go to first rounder. The Sabres give it up. You need a first round pick.
So you throw in a first rounder, and then you have a deal done. Like, I'm trying to think of all the places where Eichel could go, because like I think Vancouver could use an Eichel, the Kings could use Eichel.
It doesn't have cap space for an Eichel. That's
you make cap space. I mean, and you have more cap space coming up anyways with the guys who are coming off the books. Even though I think Eriksson's still on for another year, but
here's the other thing: you have to sign Pettersson and Hughes the next 2 years. And those are the guys Vancouver's going to build around. They're not going to build. Not going to trade for Eichel and build around Eichel. Like, if you do Eichel, but they're not going to trade Pettersson either. They love, the Canucks fans love Pettersson. They can't trade him. So,
and you trade Horvat then. Horvat's expendable. Come on now, no. But I mean, like the Kings could use a Jack Eichel. Like, Eichel to the Kings just makes too much sense.
I think that's the best, like the most logical trade of like all the trades of the possible trade. Yeah, Eichel for Byfield. Either Byfield or Turcotte, a first-round pick, and Iafallo, Martin, Adrian Kemp, like insert young up-and-coming forward in Los Angeles. That's your trade.
Yeah, I mean, so many good guys. Even I think the New York Rangers kind of make a bit of sense too.
Who would you give up? But also in division, though. That's another thing.
I know they wouldn't do that. Well, even the Sabres, like the Sabres make a lot of sense too for Eichel, or not the Sabres, the Bruins. The Bruins make a lot of sense for Eichel too in terms of just being a mass guy and going back to. But it won't happen because the Sabres are in the same division as the Bruins, obviously. So that's not going to happen. But I'm trying to think of any other team. Like, the Red Wings would love to have him. He could be a good first line center on the Red Wings. I don't know who they would trade to get. I might consider dealing Manta in a first and somebody else, but
yeah, Larkin's unexpendable. You wouldn't trade Larkin. That's maybe the one or two, like, few guys on the wings that you wouldn't trade.
Yeah, I mean, Larkin, Seider, and Raymond.
Zadina too, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, like Manta and Bertuzzi, I'd be okay with dealing with those guys. And then somebody else brought it up. I can't remember where I saw it first, but somebody brought up like Eichel for Skinner, because obviously Jeff Skinner's contract is fucking dog shit at $9 million.
Terrible.
He's owed $9 million, I think, for the next 6 years.
Yeah, at least. I think it's 5 years now. Yeah. So
I don't know if you just like give up a second or a first for Eichel and the Skinner contract, take $19 million. Like, there's only a few teams that could do that, but
yeah. But again, there's ways around it, and nothing against Jeff Skinner. Jeff Skinner's when he's on, he's very good.
He hasn't scored this year, and part of that isn't. People have been saying it's not because he's shit. It's just he's had bad puck luck. Like, he just hasn't been able, for whatever reason, to be able to score. And unfortunately, when you're making $9 million, you can't have bad puck luck.
You have to score at least 20 to make it like you should score 30 a year, but at least 20 to make it reasonable.
So if you're the Sabres, do you just start your rebuild now? Do you just go back into try it again?
Like I said before, I don't think it's a rebuild. It's just a reboot. There's just something missing on that team. I don't know whether it's a goalie. Their defense is okay. Like Dahlin's obviously Dahlin.
If you actually look at the Sabres roster, it's actually not a horrible roster.
No, on paper it's like reasonable. We were talking about them like possibly making the playoffs this year.
Yeah.
In our preview pod, we're obviously like kicking ourselves for that one, but.
Well, it's just like you have Victor Olofsson, who's actually he's a top 6 player, a middle 6 at least, anyways.
5 goals last year.
Yeah, I mean, Dahlini's good. Yogi Haru is good. Ristolainen's good. Like there's a fucking. I like Stahl and Hall.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you do if you're the Sabres. That's a tough situation. Third team you wanted to do a deep dive on, the Nashville Predators.
I was waiting for this team.
Waiting
for these guys.
So let's discuss the Preds.
Let's just disclose to fans, the Predators have been hella injured this year.
Okay. Okay.
I think that's the biggest problem. I know we're gonna discuss a little more, but I think that's their biggest issue. Ellis and Kuhn just got put on IR, and Ellis is one of the top guys.
Saros just left tonight's game with an injury.
There you go. Like, it's kind of like what happened to the Ducks a few years ago, 2018-19. They were the most injured team in the NHL by like a landslide. They lost, I don't remember the exact number, but it was a lot of games, like due to injuries, and albeit 75 of those were Ryan Kessler's. But anyways, it's a whole, the Predators are so injured this year, and it just sucks when you don't have your full team.
But even if so obviously their defense is pretty good with Ellis, Ekholm, Yossi. Obviously those guys are uber talented.
Yes.
Where's the scoring coming from? So that's kind of just been my gripe or whatever the word is with the Predators, where they have never had a good goal scorer. I mean, Forsberg is fine, but he's not someone that you build your team around.
No, Forsberg's a good second or third best forward on a team.
If you're trying to make the playoffs or go to the cup with Forsberg, as your best forward, it's not happening.
He reminds me kind of like Phil Kessel in a way, what the Penguins had in 16-17. He's kind of like that third piece that's gonna produce a lot. He'll be a great piece as a third guy. Their trigger man on a power play, but he's not. He can't be the guy. He's their leading scorer. He has 19 points this year, which isn't that impressive to me, at least.
Because, I don't hit okay, so here's where I'm going with this. So the Preds are obviously tied up in cap space.
Yes, a lot.
They don't have a lot of money to spend. Their best prospect is Askarov.
Yeah, I'd say Askarov, or there was another. I would say Tolvanen, but he's not really a prospect anymore.
He's not really. That's kind of what I was thinking. He's not really.
But he's gotten good. He's got a few goals in the last few games.
I mean, but that's just it. So if you're Nashville, I think your goal with Nashville should be to trade. You probably are looking at trades, maybe not Yossi, but you're looking at trades for Ekholm. I think you're looking at trades. I know Ellis is injured, but you're looking at deals for Ellis. You might be looking at. I think if you're Nashville, your only untouchable on Nashville should be Yossi
and Forsberg.
I would listen to deals on Forsberg. I would listen to see what people have to say on Forsberg, because I think Forsberg could get a lot of attention being the top goal scorer, obviously.
Yeah.
So and that's why I just think with Nashville, Nashville more than Buffalo. This is a teardown. Nashville's a teardown. You got to start over in Nashville.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Especially with Rinne getting older, and it's. Yeah.
Saros is not a full-time starter.
He's a like at best he's a like platoon starter. Like
Yes.
flip him. Yeah, he's like a 1-8. Like he's nothing special. I'm with you there for sure. Yeah, they're saying Askarov's their top prospect. Philip Tomasino, also top prospect. Who was Tomasino was pretty damn good in the World Juniors.
He wasn't bad in juniors. I'll give him that.
Otherwise,
Like,
yeah, nothing special out of Nashville prospects wise.
So that's why I think with Nashville it's a teardown. And we saw in the World Juniors, Askarov was like the biggest fucking wild card of any player in the World Juniors.
Okay, we talked about it before. That's just a maturity and age thing. He'll eventually calm that down. He's like Jonathan Quick. I think the comparable is like really good. He's so athletic and flexible, but he is a little crazy at times. Once he settles that down, he'll be like Jonathan Quick in his prime.
Okay. All right. So we both agree tear down for Nashville.
Yes. Oh, 100. Yeah, I think. Well, again, remember they went to the Cup 2017, and they had really, really good teams for that time. It just happens. It's like flows, right? Teams flow, and it just yeah.
Yeah, you know who they're missing is PK Subban.
Yeah. I think they kind of are. He was like, PK Subban gets all kinds of crap for being overrated, but I think he was a big part of that team, and people don't talk about
the swagger. Like, there's no swagger on this team.
Yeah.
And I remember, this isn't necessarily about the Predators. I remember posting something on SYP about how Subban was a beauty, and I must have got like 6 people DMing me, just like, what the fuck are you talking? Subban is not a beauty. This guy sucks. This guy blows. It's just like, I mean, he's all right. He's definitely not as good as he has been in years, but he's still pretty good.
He was his best in Montreal.
Yeah.
I think he tries to do too much, and I think on a team like Nashville, he was so effective because he wasn't like the guy, but he could play like the guy, and there would be guys, Ekholm, Yossi, Ellis, that could back him up and be like, okay. Speaking of Nashville, holy have they had some good defensemen.
Okay, yes, but this franchise has had like tremendous D-men play for them, but where you need to score some goals.
True.
I don't know how to say it. You can't be a baseball team that has 5 aces but can't get a hit if your life depends on it.
Yeah,
you gotta score. You gotta score.
Absolutely. And I think the fact that David Legwand is the Nashville Predators' leading scorer is saying something, and that's just.
Yikes! They need to go get a goal scorer. I don't know who they need to go and get. Maybe Jack Eichel to Nashville.
I was gonna say maybe Jack Eichel's the option.
That would be perfect. I don't think Nashville would do it, but I mean, Nashville actually might be a team who would do like the Skinner and Eichel.
I have a trade proposal here for you.
All right, let me hear it.
So Eichel and Skinner for Duchesne, Forsberg, Duchesne, Forsberg, Saros, and 2 draft picks, first or second round.
Oh,
for both those guys. That's like a franchise altering trade right there.
So just repeat that again. So Jack Eichel and Jeff Skinner.
Eichel and Skinner.
Yes.
For one of Duchesne or Johansson, Forsberg, UC Saros, and 2 draft picks, either both first round, both second round, or one of each. What's the move?
That's a fucking good trade. I mean,
it's a good trade. And also, Buffalo gets a goalie.
I was gonna say that's a better trade for Buffalo than it is for Nashville.
Depends who you ask. But think about this: in a few years, Askarov's going to come out of and hopefully.
Well, I was going to say they just need draft picks. Like if you're Nashville and you do that trade, you need to tell Eichel we are rebuilding. You're going to be good because we don't have many pieces outside of you. But we'll add pieces like Tomasino's coming and all of those guys, and you just say like wait patiently for like a couple years and we'll be.
Well, not even necessarily. If you throw Eichel and Skinner in that lineup, they're automatically a better offensive team. And with their defensive depth and their ability to produce defense prospect, and then with Askarov coming in a few years, like
you're now convincing me of that trade. I like that trade.
There you go.
That's a great way to end on Nashville. Columbus, the Blue Jackets. So this is the final team that we're going to touch on
for the NHL.
For the NHL, unless you want to mention somebody else afterwards. But Columbus, anyways, the Blue Jackets. Where do you want to start with Columbus? Where do you feel like we should start with the Blue Jackets? Because there's a million different ways we could go.
There's a lot of things we can talk about. Let's just start with Jack Roslovic as filthy hands. I think we talked about this last pod. Insert video of him dangling the crap out of someone. That was so good. Anyways, let's start with, I don't know. I mean,
I feel okay.
Laine's been good. Does Torts need to go? Is Columbus sick of Torts?
I feel like that's something we should discuss. Is the Torts thing, where
it's a good
I actually don't mind Torts. Like I don't. He's not a player's coach, and he's definitely like the antagonist, I think, for like most people. But I don't mind him. How do I put this?
He's won a Stanley Cup, and he's got a lot of experience in the league, which makes him attractive to teams and also some players, depending on who the player is. Like it'd be like playing for Mike Babcock. Like he's got a certain aura around him, a certain prestige that he's got from coaching for so long, and he's very yes, neither of those guys are players coaches per se, but think about how successful those coaches are and what they can do to teams. Yeah, it might suck to be a player, but think about the end goal. What is your end goal? To have fun? Is your end goal to win the Stanley Cup?
So part of this is going back to I think the thing to discuss with Torts too is that he got Dubois shipped out of town.
Yeah.
So he got Dubois shipped out of town. Now, the issue becomes you pick up Patrick Laine, who was also basically driven out of Winnipeg and didn't want to be in that organization anymore. But now he's getting traded to an organization who has had some issues and had some locker room problems or didn't like the coach or whatever with Dubois. It's just I don't know, if you have this guy who continues to be a pest to players and keeps driving players out, why even have him?
Yeah, that's
here's the thing. Both Laine and Torts their contracts are up after this year. Who would you rather have?
Laine. He's a 40-goal scorer.
Yeah, that's why I think it would be insane if the Blue Jackets kept Torts and let go of Laine if they couldn't work out a way to get both. And the fact that Laine even driven out, he got Dubois out of there, which was stupid because Dubois is a pretty talented player and still growing, and he was one of your organization's best players.
He's also, I personally believe he's got higher value than Laine does, just purely because he's a center and he can play all situations. Laine is a great winger, but I'm not seeing Laine in the penalty kill. Just saying.
Okay.
So, anyways.
I just, how do I put this? I think Columbus has talent. There's something there with Columbus. I just wonder if a coaching change would do them some good. And they build around Laine.
I wouldn't say build around Laine, but build him involved. Yeah,
he's your best forward. You need to get another center. Maybe Jack Eichel goes to Columbus. I don't know. I feel like there's something.
Jack Eichel to Anaheim, anyone?
I proposed that. I fucking proposed that, and you're like, no, we don't need him.
We don't need him. We've got this kid named Zegers who's pretty nasty.
So But what I'm just saying, yes, he's really good. Listen, I just wonder with Columbus, and I like Torts, but I wonder if he's holding them back, and if they would do better without a coach, with a coaching change, and without Torts behind the bench.
Maybe he's gone. If they don't make the playoffs, I don't think he's back. Anyways, like bad coach, I don't think he's back. If they don't make the playoffs this year, which they probably won't, but
it's looking very much unlikely that they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And again, there's pieces I like on, like I like Foligno. Obviously, I love Werenski, Seth Jones, Atkinson, Roslovic. You mentioned him.
Yeah.
I think these guys have some talented pieces. The Torts thing kind of bothers me. Even their goaltending, they have fucking great goaltending in Columbus.
True. Elvis Merzlikins and Jonas Korpisalo. Yeah.
Both are starters. Like they're both platoon starters.
Both are starters, yeah, 100%.
Any other teams that you want to discuss or you want to mention?
I just noticed our DMs, fans.
Yes,
Ian and I both have media access, and our buddy Jevin, Left Side Heavy Pod, go check it out. Great pod. He's been like littering our DMs with like stuff to talk about, and it's all hockey related.
Do you want to save it for the mailbag?
Yeah, sure. Let's save it. Yeah, let's save it for mailbag. Actually,
that's a good spoiler. Actually, that's actually a really good tease you put in there, so people can listen to the mailbag at the end. You're figuring the stuff out. I love it.
Hey, do my best, man. Hey, I've been on enough of these pods. I'm getting better.
Any other team you want to mention or you want to discuss before we move on to our next thing? Your Ducks are okay. My Red Wings suck. They're
in last place in a tight, albeit a tight Western division.
I was going to say it's a tight division. My LA Kings pick actually is looking like
it's looking not bad, but again, that Kirill Kaprizov kid.
Okay, we should discuss the Wild for like 2 seconds.
Shit. That kid has like changed that franchise, right? Like just by himself. Like, I'm sorry, I love Tim Stützle, but he's not winning the Calder. It's gonna be Kaprizov. It's another Panarin situation. Like, literally inject that shit into the Wild organization, and they're in the playoffs.
Can I? The funny part about the Minnesota Wild, or at least for myself, was that in the bubble, my biggest takeaway with the Wild was, wow, this Kevin Fiala is really good. Like,
it's still good. That's the thing.
Fiala's it's like, oh wow, he's probably like the best forward on the Wild. Like, wow, this is really good, and hopefully like Kaprizov can keep up with him by the time like Kaprizov gets over here. Yeah. And as it turns out, Kaprizov is tenfold better than anybody else on his team, and it's actually insane.
It's actually insane. And the kid can skate. He's weird because he's like chunky. But he moves so well. It's ridiculous. I'm not even kidding you. Like, I'm dead ass serious here. I don't know, to me, like, his style, his helmet just looks weird. I don't know why. It just looks weird on him, and it's just I just don't like the look of it, but he's a good player, which pisses me off because he's in my team's division, and he's literally
he played for the Minnesota Wild, and like there hasn't been anything exciting about the Wild in the last 5 years,
other than their jerseys. The reverse retro.
Did you see on Saturday the Kings Wild reverse retro? That's jersey porn right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say Spit and Chicklets post. Yeah, pure jersey porn right there.
Yeah,
so good.
Also, we should mention this again Tuesday night. Sidney Crosby in COVID protocol did not play Tuesday.
Didn't matter. Didn't the Pens win?
I think so. I didn't check the score. Pens canceled the morning skate today. Again, just a reminder, just because you're in protocol doesn't mean you have COVID. Just something that puts you in protocol, COVID related.
It's people speculating.
Yeah. Why do you think Crosby's in COVID protocol? I think he drove his Zamboni to the Tim Hortons and he wasn't wearing a mask.
They don't even have Timmy's in Pittsburgh. I don't think so.
Yeah, well, actually, they do.
They might. Yeah, they might. Actually,
I've had Timmy's at now Gila River Arena in Phoenix.
Really?
Yes, I have. It was stale as fuck.
Probably. It's Timmy's in the desert. What do you expect?
Yeah, it was not fresh.
I mean, Crosby probably. Honestly, it's probably just like he was with his like roommate on the team, whoever he stays with, and this guy, whoever went out for whatever. And
Casey DeSmith.
Is that who it is?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Anyways. Who knows?
Another thing I want to mention, hockey related, is the Professional Women's Hockey Players Association Secret Dream Gap Tour Showcase. That happened this weekend. Saturday they played at some community rink. I didn't get the name of it down. But on Sunday night they played at Madison Square Garden. It was on Sportsnet in Canada, NHL Network in the US.
National TV.
National TV. So first nationally televised women's game, I believe it. I think it was.
In the United States, though, not Canada.
In the United States, and first nationally televised, or first women's hockey game at Madison Square Garden. Professional women's hockey game at Madison Square Garden. And if you don't know how big either of those two accolades are, playing on national TV in the U.S. and playing at Madison Square Garden, it's a big fucking deal for women's hockey. So
for anyone. The fact that it's women's hockey, it's about time. Frank, it's about time that it's happened. And the women's game does need more attention. And I think once this starts to happen, we're gonna see girls hockey registration numbers shoot way up, as it should be like that, but it just hasn't been. Just I think purely because of media attention.
Well, and obviously we cover so much that I'm glad we at least get the opportunity to cover the women's game, because it's a really good product. I was watching the NWHL's games on Twitch when they were going on in their bubble at Lake Placid, and it was really good hockey. It was really good entertainment. I really enjoyed myself watching that.
Yeah, and you look at someone like Kendall Coyne Schofield, she beat 4 of the fastest NHLers in the game. Yeah, remember that was the 2019 All-Star game, right?
Yeah,
the one in San Jose, insane. The women can play, and they're very good too. And some of them have skills that the men just may not. That's just how it is.
Well, and part of the thing is, I don't want this to be just one single event. I like to see a consistent doing we want to make it. Obviously it's tough with COVID, and it's tough trying to make that happen. But making this a regular thing.
Once they get a league again, they're going to start to grow the league, hopefully, and get 8 to 10 teams between Canada and the United States. And once that happens, I think we're going to see we'll get more national attention, hopefully, like the WNBA.
And again, the NWHL, that was really good. I would highly suggest watching that if you're interested. If you want to watch women's hockey, it's not on now, but I would highly recommend it. They might have stuff on YouTube, but go watch some of that. It was really good. Brianna Decker had 4 points on all 4 goals this past weekend, 2 goals, 2 assists. Her team won. Amanda Kessel had a goal and an assist. So Team Adidas leads the standings with 3 points. I don't know how that works, but they lead the standings with 3 points.
I think they're playing a couple games, and they're just going to base it off. I don't know exactly.
I don't know how the standings work. But anyways, they play again this weekend in Chicago. They're at the United Center on Saturday.
Nice.
11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be on NBCSN in the U.S. So that's going to be really cool that they're going to be getting on the NBCSN.
They're on in Canada as well.
I couldn't find anything on any word on if they're showing up on Canadian network.
They'll probably get it on somewhere, whether it's Sportsnet 1 or 360 or something like that.
I was gonna say they were showing games, I believe, on CBC, TBC Gem or whatever. One of the CBC products, they were showing their games on CBC products. So I wanted to mention that because that was I don't know if you got the chance. If anybody got the chance to watch, I thought it was a great game. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was really cool. And it was taken seriously, at least up here.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's definitely interest, and there's definitely is a market for it.
Yep.
And it's just going to continue to grow and get better. So I'm really excited to see how it goes this weekend in Chicago. Any other thoughts before we
That's a good way to wrap up hockey. Get involved in the women's game, and it's again, like we've mentioned before, it's so good getting more media attention to that because again, like you said, the product is very good and it's great hockey. And yeah, you look at some of the greatest Canadian hockey moments ever are from the female game.
Well, I was gonna say you shouldn't be just watching women's hockey every 4 years at the Olympics.
Exactly, it should be
on a regular basis.
Exactly, regular basis. Yeah.
I guess I should mention this. This is not hockey, but I should mention J.J. Watt signing with the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah. Link to Speak Your Piece to see interaction for that.
Yeah.
I'll just quickly mention, like, good for the Cardinals. And, man, the NFC West is going to be nuts.
So
there are 4 good teams in that division. I'm not even kidding you. There are 4 very good teams in that division.
So I like J.J. Watt. Like, he's one of my favorites, like, on the defensive line when I was growing up. It's just
one of the best people in the world, too. Just
he raised,
best humans in the world, yeah.
I think he raised, I want to say it was close to $30 million in relief. Higher, 50 million.
Yeah.
He raised a whole fucking ton of money for Houston after Hurricane Harvey. And I think he was only expected, like, he did a GoFundMe or whatever. I think he was expected to raise just $1 million, and then he raised like over 3. Like, this dude is just one of the best humans in the world.
Yeah, it's $41 million.
$41 million this dude raised for Houston.
That's what it's saying on ESPN.
What a guy. What a fucking guy. And obviously the Cardinals are loaded. The Seahawks need some offensive line help to stop whatever is coming at them, whether it's J.J. Watt, Chandler Jones, Nick Bosa, fucking Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald. Holy shit, Aaron Donald. Leonard Floyd.
He's been an issue for like 6 years in that division.
Pardon me?
He's been an issue in that division for a while now.
10 years. Like, that dude's been fucking legit. That dude is Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald is one of the greatest players I've ever seen. One of the most freakish athletes I have ever seen in any sport.
Yeah.
Like, just insane athlete. I don't even know who to compare him to. That dude is just on another level. When you're training with fucking knives in the off season, you are on a whole nother level.
You are built different.
Anyways, literally, J.J. Watt signed with the Cardinals. Congrats to Arizona. Not great if you're a Seahawks fan like myself. But hey, what? It is what it is.
Make for some fun divisional games next year.
Yeah, hopefully Seattle wins them and that we don't trade Russell Wilson. I haven't come to terms with that yet. Like, I haven't. The Russell Wilson trade rumors are very much like the Super Bowl 49, the ending of that, and I just haven't talked about that because I refuse to talk about that.
Yeah, just don't talk about it.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Yeah. Moving on.
UFC 259 preview. Are you gonna be watching this weekend?
Let me get back to that one.
All right. So basically, we have 4 champions, 3 belts on the line this Saturday. Israel Adesanya, Stylebender, is going to be fighting Jan Blachowicz for the what do they fight? Light heavyweight belt. Amanda Nunes, Megan Anderson for the women's lightweight.
Women's featherweight,
excuse me. And then arguably one of my favorite fights on the card, Peter Yan against Aljamain Sterling for the men's featherweight belt. It's going to be an insane weekend of fights. Just letting everybody know, I'm taking Stylebender, I'm taking Nunes, and I'm taking my boy Peter Yan.
I like it.
You got any picks for the week?
Honestly, I haven't done any research on it. I'm just surprised that Nunes is fighting again. Seems like
Stylebender fought recently too, I think.
Stylebender?
Yeah, Adesanya.
Oh, gotcha.
I think he fought recently too. Kind of a quick card for some.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'll be again. There's 3 championship fights, which is gonna be fun to watch without a doubt. Again, I haven't done any research on it, so it's hard for me to speculate. But I think all 3 of those, the ones you mentioned, obviously the 3 last fights, but they'll be good fights.
Just a reminder, we are going live after UFC 259 on Saturday, approximately 10 Pacific, because those pay-per-views start later. Like the main card starts at about 7 p.m. Pacific. Yep. So we're going to be on after the Stylebender Blachowicz fight. Stay tuned. Go watch that. I might do the worm. I probably won't, but I might if I have any luck.
$20 to do do the worm online.
I can't. I know. I actually can't. I'm too fat. Have you seen that challenge? I think it's on TikTok. Have you seen that challenge where like couples like stand on their knees and then they try and hold their arms back to see if they.
Okay. I was talking about that. So I actually tried doing that.
And
you just need good core strength. I did it and I was like, fine. You don't fall. You have to like kind of brace for it and be ready for it, but you don't fall flat on your face.
But do you have the good core strength to do that? Because it turns out 90% of guys don't have good core strength to do that.
I guess. I mean, I seem to stand up fine. Maybe I was doing it wrong, but it seemed to work for me.
Scott K, good core strength? Question mark.
Who knows?
Are you a core guy?
Yeah, I work core sometimes.
Yeah. Nice.
Dabble.
Yeah. Okay. What's the last thing I got mentioned here? Is it the All-Star game? Yeah, NBA All-Star game this weekend. Do you give a shit?
Still stupid. I'm gonna watch it because it's entertaining as hell. But assuming that they like put the effort in, because in years past it's been really good. Last year's was really, and the one in Chicago was really good. I think it's just fun to watch these guys just go nuts on a basketball court.
I can't remember the last time I watched an All-Star. I didn't watch the game last year. I can't remember the last time I watched.
I honestly like, for me, the NBA All-Star. I watched like the Saturday night, like the skill stuff, like slam dunk contests. That's what I watch more of. The All-Star games, like whatever. I also like the celeb game, but that's not happening this year. So
I don't know why. I just, for whatever reason, I don't remember actually watching a live slam dunk contest in years. And I don't remember watching a live All-Star game in years. I don't remember for whatever reason. Maybe it's because I was doing the Silver Tips last year and something else. But the All-Star game is like one of those games where I haven't really watched it live for whatever reason, for one reason or another. I can't remember why, but I'm not.
Sunday, it's like a weird time, and usually around the time you're like having, I don't know, family dinners and stuff. It's also usually Valentine's Day, usually. So there's a few factors, but I don't know. It's still fun to watch, and I hope the guys like at least put in some effort, because it's always fun. Like I said, it's always great and fun to watch, and it shouldn't. I mean, my honest opinion, it shouldn't be happening this year, but it is. Whatever, like, so be it.
If I remember correctly, they did a new format last year, and I remember people saying it was good. It was a good format last year, if I remember correctly.
Very good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very good. It was like a race to like a certain score, and you would raise, I think it was like for money as well, like to charities and stuff. And
well, that's I was gonna say that's how it should be in normal, because the ending to a normal basketball game fucking blows. Holy shit.
Yeah. So it like raced right to, it was like to the end too, which is really cool. I think Anthony Davis hit a free throw to win it by like 1 point, but also that was the game where they wore 24-2 to commemorate Kobe and Gianna.
Yeah, that's correct.
And that was at the time last year, that was like a huge thing, and
it's still hard to believe now.
Oh, it's devastating.
Real. Yeah. So who are the teams, by the way? Is it LeBron versus Giannis again? Isn't that how they did it? Because the NBA knows how to have fun and the NHL doesn't, so they just do have the players pick teams.
Yeah, I think this year is actually gonna be like East versus West, just to like cut down on like social distancing. Not that it's gonna matter anyways, but they're all in the same close contact. But that's the premise of it. It's LeBron versus Giannis.
I'm picking the team I'm taking LeBron's team. Whatever team LeBron is on, I am taking him.
Yeah, of course. West is way better anyways. Look at the standings.
Yeah, that's true. Should we do good, bad, or insert adjective here?
Yes.
All right. Would you like to kick or receive?
I'll kick.
All right.
All right, you ready?
I think so, yes. Go ahead.
So I have 3 here. One of them's kind of, I just thought of it like a few minutes ago, thought of it from Jevin. Patrick Kane, good, bad, insert adjective here.
Oh, that dude is insane. That dude is fucking ridiculous. If I had to say it, he's great. He's more than great. He's fantastic. I can't say enough things about him. And should be noted, he scored his 400th career goal this past weekend against the Red Wings too.
And he's not even 30 years old, so who knows how many he's going to
get. Is he not 30 yet?
No.
He's got to be 30.
He's 29, I think.
No fucking way.
Yeah, fucking way. Look it up.
32 years old.
32?
Yeah, born in 88, Patrick Kane.
What? I thought he was younger for some reason. Anyways, for some reason I thought he was just so young. Okay, whatever. Anyways, so
Patrick Kane is good and more.
I wrote down insane for you. How about because that's what
insane?
You said,
yes, insane.
Okay, good. Utah Jazz, good, bad. Insert adjective here. Are they legit?
I'll say they're legit. Part of me, I'm actually like, if you know me, I'm a big Donovan Mitchell guy. Like I love Mitchell. I think he's a really good player. I have his fake jersey around here somewhere. And I think the Conley thing has really worked out well. Like Conley's actually looking like a better player, a real player. He was struggling for much of last year, and now I think he's becoming something. He's looking more and more like a real player, which is good.
Isn't Gobert like a favorite for Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, he always is. He's like, I think he's overrated. I feel like you can get whatever Gobert gives you. Like
we talked about it a few months ago in the NBA pod. That was I remember the year you heated about that.
Okay, but part of it too was like Gobert kind of.
We know he started COVID, but that was a year ago.
We kind of have to, but no, you kind of have to acknowledge that every time you bring up Rudy Gobert's name, though, it's like, yeah, but isn't that don't you feel obligated to say that with Gobert, where it's like, yeah, he's a really great defensive center, but he kind of started COVID. And
yeah.
I think I also I think he plays for the Spurs. Tottenham Spurs. Who's their goal? Is it Hugo Lloris or some? He's played the French goalie, Hugo Lloris.
Lori.
Yeah, I said one time Gobert was like a tall Hugo Lloris because he's French, and that's it.
That's the analogy.
Eh? That's the analogy.
Yeah, Lori, the goalie for the World Cup, World Cup. Or whatever.
Yeah, Laurie was the goalie for the World Cup when they went to the finals and won.
Yeah, that's right.
I just said Gobert is a taller version of him, and that's it. Cool. No, nothing else. Jazz are good though. I don't like their new jerseys though. I like the old one, the old fake one that I have with like the.
That's actually those are sick. Yeah.
Yeah, but now they've made
their purple ones are like from the Last Dance documentary. Those ones are sick too.
The throwbacks are nice. Yeah.
The Malone Stockton. Yeah, those are sick.
So Jazz are good.
Jazz are good. Okay. I also have this one's actually. I know your answer to this one. Pineapple on pizza. Good, bad, or insert adjective here.
It is awful. It is beyond bad.
Beyond awful. That's what I'm gonna say.
Yes, beyond awful. I think if you put pineapple on your pizza, you're a simpleton.
Okay.
I feel like you're a basic person, and
you can say it. Just say it. Say what we're all thinking.
I just say. Here's the thing.
Say basic bitch. We're allowed. You're allowed profanity in this pod.
You're a basic bitch if you put pineapple on your pizza. On your pizza, because I mean,
there you go.
No one in the right mind. Pizza. Here's the thing. Here's my thing about pizza. Okay, pizza is not meant to be a healthy thing. It's not designed to be a low-cal, vegan-friendly. Like it can be,
but have you ever had a flatbread?
Yeah, flatbread's good.
They're good, and they're like healthy-ish.
Yeah, I like flatbread, but pizza, I'm just saying.
Oh, you're differentiating. Okay.
Like the concept of pizza is literally meant for like meat, cheese, tomato sauce, and if you're American, cheesy crust. That's literally like the 4 major pillars to pizza.
You're not putting any vegetables on your pizza?
No, because if you put vegetables on it, then if you're putting vegetables on your pizza, you obviously feel a little bit guilty that you are eating pizza and you're trying. Like, just eat the pizza. No, it doesn't. You just eat pizza. It's okay. You're not gonna die if you eat the pizza. It's if you have the pizza way too many times and you start over consuming pizza. Yeah, you might die. But if you have like a pepperoni pizza once a week, you're not gonna die from that.
Take everything in moderation.
And if you put to get back to my original point, if you put pineapple on your pizza, you might have to unfollow us. You might have to just unfriend me.
Just watch our follower count just plummet.
Yeah, no, we're gonna lose 200 followers because this dumbass says you can't put pineapple on pizza. Well, fuck you. That's what I say. It's my podcast.
You're allowed an opinion, and I'll be honest, I'm a pineapple and pizza guy, but Ian and I are best friends, and we can agree to disagree on that.
We've had this debate before.
We have had it before, yeah.
And
but
I mean,
Devin just brought it up again, so we'll.
I'm interested. Did Jevin say what his opinion is?
Let me quickly find out here. Let me hold up. Wait a minute.
Because I mean, if you put pineapple on your pizza, you're a basic bitch. Those are the same people who put pineapple on their pizza are the same people who like enjoy White Claws.
Okay.
White Claws are not good.
Says who?
Says me. If literally they taste like nothing.
I think you're talking about nudes, dude. The nudes are.
I've never had a nude.
Hey, go and try nudes before you say anything.
You know what alcohol actually really sucks is the what's the iced tea one? I can't remember what the iced tea.
Hey y'alls, there's Palm.
Yeah, those things are dog shit.
Oh, hey y'alls. Oh, Jevin says disgraceful, so I guess he's a loyal follower.
Is he pineapple on pizza is disgraceful?
It's disgraceful, that's what he said. Yeah.
Okay. Should I do my
let's bring it and then we'll do some mailbag. We have a big mailbag.
We have a bunch of mailbag.
We have like a bigger mailbag, so
good, bad, or insert adjective here.
Yes.
Nikola Jokic.
Good. I guess he's he's the guy in Denver. Jamal Murray's great, don't get me wrong, and he's Canadian. But Jokic is I don't want to say he's like Shaq, but he's kind of he's a dominant presence about him that he'll get you points no matter what. I
just love Jokic because again, he just reminds me of me on the court, and it's just I don't know what I'm watching, but it's so entertaining. That's why I love Jokic, and he's actually a good player. There's nothing against his skill.
Yeah, Jokic is good. He's nothing. I have nothing to say that's bad about him. I like that he and Doncic kind of came in the league at the same time, and they're both Euros, and they're playing very well. And they're both great players. So, yeah, Jokic is good.
Next, good, bad, or insert adjective here. You know this person, Armin Orbe.
Oh, God. If there is an adjective to describe that man, holy.
Can I just say, Armin is like the type of person who is late for every meeting that we've had.
We knew that.
And we say about 9:00 usually on Tuesdays we try to record, and he might be getting on now if we said 9:00.
Well, it's 10:00 for him. Now he's Mountain Time. He's in Edmonton.
Yeah.
So, adjective to describe Armin. He's definitely not bad, but he's definitely not good. It's I'm just looking. There's a perfect word. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'll cycle back.
Okay, we'll cycle back to Armin. The third thing I have for you is asparagus, the vegetable. Good, bad, or insert adjective here. You like asparagus? Okay.
Yeah, it's good shit. Put some seasoning on it, dude. That stuff slaps. Let me tell you.
I put it in a bit of olive. I did the other day. It's olive oil, but I could put it. You can put it whatever oil. Like I've had it with avocado oil or coconut oil. Yeah. Like it's not that big of a deal. But
it's good stuff.
We were having this debate the other day about, and I need to do this like rankings on vegetables and what are the best vegetables.
Like a top 5.
A top 5 because kale's definitely in there for me. If you saw my story, if you saw the SYP story the other day.
Your story, yeah, kale, yeah.
Kale's top 5 for me. I think asparagus would be top 5 for me.
Okay. Spinach?
Celery, carrots.
Okay, yeah, carrots are. Yeah, you expect carrots to be there.
Peas are good. I like peas.
Okay. Hey, those are some good options.
But asparagus, good, bad, or
good. I like asparagus.
Yeah.
I always have it at my grandma's house. We have like chicken and potatoes. It's good shit. Okay.
Going back to Armin.
I was gonna say one of a kind, but I'm gonna say extraordinary because and I'm emphasizing the extraordinary because he's far from ordinary.
That's a great answer.
Thank you. I have to
Extraordinary.
He's extra, like, people say extraordinary, like he's amazing. Like, no, he's extraordinary. He's just, yes, that's my answer. I'm not gonna say anymore. I love Armin, and I'm sure he's gonna listen. I love you, bro. Love this guy, but yeah, extraordinary.
Should we go to mailbag? I think do you have the questions in front of you here?
I have 4. Yeah, I have questions from Jevin, and I put a question in myself.
Yes. Do you want me to ask your question?
I don't even remember what I said.
Okay, I'll talk about what your question is.
Okay.
So you said, what's the best NHL video game of all time? Can be any platform. There's 2 that stick out to me, but I want to know what you think first.
I have 3. That,
okay.
I haven't played like a whole wealth. I haven't played like every single game like up until.
Yeah, no, you and I like haven't been regular on like the gaming. As of recently, we have been, but like since high school, probably not.
Probably not. I just got NHL 19. I think NHL 19 is great. 21 is really good. NHL 14 is OG. NHL Slapshot for the Wii. That game was actually. That's one of the ones you're gonna say. Yeah, that one was unreal. 06. I remember playing on Ian's GameCube. That one slaps. The players in that game, holy shit.
There's so many good players.
So many good players in 06. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna say 3. 06, NHL Slapshot, and NHL 19. Those are my answers.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say Slapshot on Wii.
Yep.
That was really fun. That was like we got that for Christmas one year, and I don't think we left the house like for like the entire holidays until we had to go back to school because we were just playing Slapshot.
Just session, yeah.
Just session Slapshot. It was actually like I don't want to say the last fun game, but it was fun.
Oh, it was so much fun.
And then the other game I was gonna say is NHL Hits Pro on the GameCube.
Oh, yeah.
I have said to people, like I will dominate anybody in NHL Hits Pro. I can't beat you in any of these modern games. If you've played me in like NHL 19, you know what I'm like. I can't beat you in NHL 19, NHL 21. I won't beat you in. But NHL Hits Pro, I will kill anybody in.
You've beat me once, and it was Jonathan Taves. But that's a whole.
Oh yes, that's a one-time thing that I only bring up just to annoy you. But in terms of if you and I just played right now, like NHL 21, you would probably beat me. Like just a play now thing, you would probably beat me. And even NHL 06 is that I have on the GameCube. I lose to the computer more often than I should, and that's probably why I don't like that game as much as I do.
I feel like 06 is kind of hard though. It's hard. The shooting graphics, the shooting engine is really tricky.
And it's also like kind of like Dead Puck era too, where it's very much a defensive game as well. So that's why I don't like the NHL 06. Do you have the other mailbag questions in front of you from Jevin of the Left Side Heavy podcast? Go check out his stuff. You can, check out our stuff on Spotify, check out his stuff on Spotify. You can check out our stuff on Apple Podcasts. Check out his stuff on Apple Podcasts. Shout out Jevin. What does he got to say? What does he got to ask?
He's got 4 questions, and they're all actually really good. 3 questions. One of the ones was he asked about good, bad, insert adjective, pineapple on pizza.
Yeah.
He said cake or pie, ? And whichever one you choose, give us your top 3 like flavors or options.
Okay.
Pick one, and then you give us your top 3.
I'll say cake.
Great answer.
I'll say cake. Pie is very close. I love, especially homemade pies. When my grandmother makes no cake can beat a pie made by my grandma.
Okay.
But I'll say cakes.
Good answer.
I'll say cakes.
Cool.
3, you might not like this one, is red velvet.
Okay.
I like red velvet.
Respect.
How do I want to do this? Number 2, I'll go with an angel food cake. I like angel food cakes. We've always had angel food cakes for my birthday.
That's one of mine too.
I love an angel food cake.
Yep.
Number 1, damn it, it's tough. I'll say an ice cream cake.
Okay. Hey, those are good answers. I like it.
I might get hate for red velvet because red velvet is very much like a hit or miss. Like you either love it or you hate it. But I feel like those would be my top three. I could also give my three answers for pie too. Maybe I'll do that after you.
Sure.
But
I'm cake too. Chocolate angel food. Oh, wow.
if you haven't seen us in person, you would know that I'm more of a cake guy than Scott just by looking at both of us.
Anyways. Oh, I've always been a huge chocolate cake snob. Every birthday, chocolate cake. My 2019 birthday. So when I turned 19, my coworker on my floor got me a really good chocolate cake. I'm still trying to figure out which one it is. From Save on Foods, but it's so good. It was like a chocolate, like kind of ice cream cake, but not
like a mousse almost.
Yes, that's the word. As in for mousse, yeah. It was like a mousse cake, so that's probably my favorite cake. So, yeah, I'm definitely a cake guy. I'm not a big pie guy, but
if I had to say pies, it's like apple, pumpkin, lemon meringue. Not necessarily in that order. You can all mix it up, but my grandmother makes so many. Like she makes all those pies, and oh my god, I just love those. Oh,
yeah, that's good shit.
I'm just thinking about it now. Now I'm gonna be thinking about pies and cakes when I go to bed. What's the other questions for mailbag?
So, next question. Jevin says, "You need an overtime goal to save your life. What lineup are you choosing? Okay. Chicago with Kane, DeBrincat, and Keith, or Buffalo with Eichel, Hall / Olofsson, and Dahlin? And remember your goalie. Don't forget who your goalie is. So it'd be Lankin in Chicago, and it'd be Hutton.
I guess it's Hutton now technically because Hutton's playing for the. I would take Buffalo.
Okay.
I would take. I mean, Kane and Keith, DeBrincat's even come back this year. He's looked really good. I'll just say Buffalo because I like Eichel, I like Hall, and I like Dahlin. The problem with Buffalo is that I think all those players would be even better if they weren't in Buffalo.
Oh, 100%. Dahlin, superstar.
The fact they have a Sabres logo on them, I don't think makes them as like it kind of lowers their value, but they're still talented players. So that's why I went with them. No, and Chicago's really fucking good too. So.
Chicago's good. I'm going to say Chicago purely because of Patrick Kane and the fact that he might win the Hart this year. And he probably, based on what the description of the award says, he probably should win the Hart.
It's him or Matthews, I think, right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Anyways, that's the conversation for later.
Yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll do that another time. Any other mailbag questions?
Yes. What team this is from Jevin again.
Yes.
What team in the NHL that isn't in the playoff spot do you see in the playoffs at the end of the year? And what team is in that you see not making it? I just gotta pull up these standings now.
I gotta put the standings back on here. Are you gonna say the Ducks?
No, they're not gonna make the playoffs. I would say a team that's not in that will make it. Oh, that's tricky.
I'm going to say Calgary because I have a Blasty jersey, so I feel obligated to say Calgary will get in.
Over what team? Yeah, over what?
Shit. I'll say Winnipeg. Calgary gets in over Winnipeg.
There's no way.
What is the actual points right? Hold on.
I would
7 point difference.
I would pick again, big guy. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh for me.
That's not a bad answer either. My New York Islanders are tied for first in the East, by the way.
Yeah, they're sick. We know the Islanders are sick.
No, they are not sick. They're just dominating everybody with a boring defensive game, and then Barzal scores enough goals.
Barzal's MVP.
What's a team that you see in that's not going to make it?
Oh, Boston. No, I can't say Boston. That's in that won't make it.
Yes.
I was gonna say Minnesota, but they're gonna make it.
That's actually not. I was kind of thinking about that. That's not a horrible.
My actual answer is Chicago.
Okay.
Because they're currently in the playoff spot. I think one of Columbus or Nashville will actually overtake them. Lankinen's gonna start letting in 4 goals a game. But again, who knows? Maybe I'll be very wrong. But Chicago.
There's no easy answer when it comes to this.
Also, let's not forget Dallas has played like 7 less games than Chicago. So, or 6 less games. So they're like got hella games in hand. They're in last place right now, by the way, in the Discover Central Division. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
Because I'm looking at points percentage, right? Not actual points, because points percentage is. Dare I say Philadelphia?
No, dude, they're going to Cup final. We knew that. We've talked about this before.
Because you know what? I'm trying to think. I mean, you know what? Maybe Edmonton. I'll say. Here's the thing. So maybe Calgary gets in over Edmonton.
Okay.
And part of that because I mean, who the hell knows who's good in Canada outside of Toronto?
Yeah.
Like it's a shit show in Canada, and anything can happen. Like I think I saw something where the Canucks, like mathematically, can only afford 9 more regulation losses, or else they're like out of the playoffs.
Wow. That's not a lot. It's not a lot of wiggle room.
So
3 more games. Yeah.
So 9 more regulation losses for the Canucks. I don't know. I mean, if you go through each division, as we're recording this on Tuesday, the top 3 in the Central are locks with Tampa, Carolina, and Florida.
Oh, yeah, I would think so.
So it's either between Chicago, Dallas.
Yeah.
The West, I mean, I think you have your 4 teams locked up in the West, essentially.
I'd say 3. I'd say Vegas, St. Louis, Colorado, like we said off the top, are still like locked in.
It's I don't know. I feel like you have your 4 teams. Like I don't see LA or Phoenix making a run, or San Jose or Anaheim. No offense, I'm sorry, but
nope.
I don't see either of those teams making it. Yeah. Like Minnesota's got some new energy. The Blues are obviously looking really good. The Avs and Knights are obviously looking really good.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I was saying about this when I was watching the Tahoe game with the Flyers.
Yeah.
There are times where I want to say that they're overrated and they're actually not that good.
The Flyers.
Yeah. I think Carter Hart's good, and I know people were shitting on Carter Hart after the Tahoe game because he let in 5 goals in a couple weak ones. I think Carter Hart's good. I mean, I don't think Van Riemsdyk is really as good as he's been showing.
He's shooting the lights out. He's on like a super high shot percentage, which fair enough. But that's gonna come down. It's not.
That's gonna come down. I don't know about Giroux and Voracek. I mean their defense I think is fine too.
But the thing about Couturier and Konechny though, those 2 guys are legit.
Those are the 2 guys you are leaning on if you're Philadelphia, which I think worries me a little. Like you're leaning on Couturier, Konechny, your defense, like your defense with Provorov, Sanheim, Meyer.
His defense is good, man.
I know that's the thing about Philly is that their defense is really good. So
they're very
and
good.
Carter Hart.
And yeah.
So I'll say Edmonton doesn't make the playoffs because even my father, who's an Oilers fan, doesn't have faith. He's like very skeptical about the Oilers.
Makes my dad too. He's an Oilers fan. We've had some good chats. He's a little skeptical too. I still think they're a playoff team, but again, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, it's not like Calgary has looked anything like a playoff team either.
Oh God, no.
Like it's not like Calgary or Vancouver are right there for the taking to take like the 4th spot.
No, right now Montreal's in 4th place in that division.
Yeah, and we did a whole segment about why we think the Habs are going to get better and make the playoffs, so we can't really take them out. I should mention the Oilers got shut out twice by the Maple Leafs to the Maple Leafs backup goaltenders. Michael Hutchinson shut out the Leafs shut out the Oilers last night.
Really?
Yeah. I feel like I should mention that. Anyways, anything else before we go here?
Nope.
Final hot takes? Final things?
Oh, final hot takes. Wow. Oh, that's tough. Vancouver trades Jake Virtanen in the next month.
Did you see the Virtanen for Heinen rumors that were going around with them?
I've seen that, and a lot of people. I'm like on a Facebook group for like Ducks fans and stuff.
Yes.
A lot of people are like anti Jake Virtanen. They're like, no, this guy sucks. But I think there's a place for him on that team.
Are you a Jake Virtanen stan?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan of him, but
a stan. You're a Jake Virtanen stan. That's what you are. You stan Jake Virtanen.
Yeah, I can. He's got a place. I think he just needs a fresh start. I think Vancouver, there's too much pressure on him to like be the 6th overall pick that he was in 14. He just had never been that. But he'll be a key, like contributing bottom 6 forward on the Ducks once they're good.
And if there's a place where there's absolutely no pressure whatsoever,
down to Southern California,
it's Anaheim.
Yeah. Well, Arizona's a less pressure place, but anyway.
Well, talk about the Coyotes and their situation. Good God,
that's a story for another pod.
Yeah, that's another pod. I saw the other thing. I think I saw was, but not to make this all Ducks now, but like Derek Grant. I think I saw for Virtanen.
What?
Yeah,
the Ducks win that trade easily. Derek Grant's nothing special.
Neither Virtanen.
Okay, well. At least Virtanen has flashes of more skill. Derek Grant's a very good role player, but the Canucks have like 5 of those guys already. You don't need a 6th one.
No, the Ducks are actually just trading for Virtanen so they can get a guy who like shoots and misses the net and have it go all the way around the board so it goes out of play and then nobody can stop it. That's what Anaheim really needs, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Bombs fires it 5 feet over the net and it rings.
I'm not
even kidding you. Like, Chief, I love you, but you shoot the puck way too high sometimes.
I should tell the quick story of me playing 2nd year Pee Wee. Our coach was Simon Hudson.
Go coach. Okay.
Go coach. Liam Hudson on the team. We were struggling. I think it was against West Van. We were struggling. Like we had some good opportunities, but we weren't scoring. And coach just like, you guys got to get the puck high. Simon's saying you got to shoot the puck high. Like, you're getting rebounds, which is good, but you got to shoot the puck high because he can't stop anything high. He struggled with stuff that's being being shot high. Sure. So one time after a face-off, I completely read this play. It was at the left face-off circle, and I was the right winger. Like I was in the middle of the ice, and I read this play. Like I could see what was happening and where the puck was going. So I picked it off. I intercepted the puck. One of like the few smart plays I actually made in my hockey career. I pretty much was left all alone in the slot. I had so much space. I shot the puck high. I managed to get it up and like not shoot at the pads and get it up high, and it went over the net. It went over the shoulder, it went over the post, and it just went over the net.
Yeah, you just completely botched a shot right in the middle of the slot.
Yeah.
In the house.
Yeah.
Man, that's tough.
Didn't
even hit the net, bro. Come on.
No, exactly. And that was like, I worked so hard. I read that play. I knew it was happening. I had the opportunity, and I fucked it up. And
that happens, though.
Simon's just like, you shot it a little too high.
Yeah, there was on my birthday. It was our first home game, my last year of hockey. I had like 6 chances that were like grade A. I had to post 3 times.
Yes, I remember. I was at that game too. You were so close.
I was so close, man. I was like, I gotta score. My first last home game.
I already picked my fights for the week. I got Stylebender Adesanya winning. I got Nunes. I got Peter Yan. I got Team LeBron winning. Any other hot takes that I got? Somebody's gonna get traded from the Red Wings. I don't know who, but somebody is gonna get shipped out, moved. I don't know that it's Manta. I don't know that it's Evgeny Svechnikov, who has bursted onto the scene lately in the Red Wings world. But somebody, honestly, someone needs to get fired for wearing those reverse retro jerseys, for designing that.
Hey, they weren't that bad.
They were fucking ugly. They were dog shit.
I don't think they were that bad. They just could have gone with a better design. Like they should have what they should have done is remember the Winter Classic in I think it was 2014?
Oh, they should have. There's like a billion different ways that they could have gone. Like this is ugly.
Yeah,
This is bad.
those are practice jerseys. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. You're right.
Horrible combo.
They're not the worst in the league though.
Who is the worst? I actually don't mind Toronto's, by the way. The Leafs,
probably the Islanders because it's just their jersey, but
it's actually that's actually a nice jersey. It's just a shitty reverse retro.
Shitty reverse retro. Okay. The worst reverse retro, like the ugliest. Apparently Ducks players aren't happy with Anaheim's.
Oh, I didn't hear that. I thought that was a nice jersey.
Oh, I think they're great too, but I just think the setup with the pants, I just think players don't like them.
I hate the Jets reverse retros, by the way. Those are ugly.
Actually, yeah. I'm with you there too. The Jets ones aren't that good.
They aren't even reverse retros either, but they're still an ugly jersey. Yep. At least the Islanders made a nice jersey. Sure. That's the podcast. Thank you very much for listening and watching. Obviously, you can watch this on YouTube. I'll make clips of this that you can watch on YouTube, like other clips from the podcast. Is there a segment from the podcast that you want to see on YouTube, Scott?
I don't know. I think the good, bad insert adjective was kind of funny. So
I'll mix that in with the mailbag. We're on Instagram, obviously, at SpeakYourPiece. Scott has Instagram credentials, if you didn't know. I feel like some people didn't know that, but Scott's on the Insta, so DM Scott.
Hey, and now people don't know whether it's going to be you responding or me. It's always you have to guess.
It's Speak Your Piece.
There you go, Speak Your Piece.
By the way, Eric Brickell mentioned that I should discuss Keep Our Fitness on today's pod as a good
what regard, like
as a good, bad, or insert adjective. And I totally botched that. I don't follow it myself personally. I don't follow his fitness, so I don't know.
Save that for next pod. Let's save it for next week, so that way, you can go follow it. We can get a formulate proper opinion, and then we'll go from there.
I'm probably just gonna say it sucks. I don't watch his stuff. I mean, I'm sure it's just like any fitness page where it's like, I did PR squats of 425 today for 3 reps. So great job. We're on YouTube, of course. You can like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got hoodies. Please buy hoodies. Please pre-order hoodies. We've been trying to get some hoodie sales going. We're gonna be doing Twitch, by the way. We're going to be doing some Twitch game streaming, probably after school is over. Probably just me streaming F1 2016 and Scott and I both streaming NHL 19.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's the podcast. It's been a great success. And of course, tell your friends about Speak Your Piece. I mean, we're big. We're becoming something. We're not nothing.
We're getting there.
Fun fact: I got an email there. I got an email from the media director with the WHL.
Oh.
Who gave me a discount because I'm still technically a media member within the WHL for the WHL Live.
Oh. Wow.
So I'm now able to watch WHL games.
That's sick.
I know. Who'd have thunk?
There you go.
See, we're serious. We're something.
Are you going to get media creds for the next in-person Mem Cup? Hopefully.
We'll see. Probably not this time around. I don't see how they do it this year with.
No. Like in 2022 or 23, whenever it gets to be in person again.
Maybe. I'm not going to count out because I think next year it would technically be in Quebec.
Yeah, it's a long way.
That's a long way. So I'm not saying no, but I'm not saying yes. Maybe.
You're also saving for France Rugby World Cup.
Yeah, I think I've already found that out. I think I've already figured out what I'm going to do. I think I've already got my schedule and itinerary lined up for that.
Let's go.
Including the 2023 Ryder Cup in Rome.
Oh, is that where it is?
That's where it is in 2023.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's the podcast. Thank you very much for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed it. Please tell your friends, and we'll talk again soon. Peace out.